time is it? Tea time. That sounds like a golf joke. It wasn't a golf joke. I don't play golf. Hey, hello, my name is Tate, and today I'm doing the Booktube Real Talk Tag. I was tagged by Jocelyn from Jocelyn Reads, also known as the love of my life. Go check out their channel. I will leave it down in the description. If you don't, go subscribe and follow all the other social medias. What are you doing? What's the point of you? Question 1 is, what is something no one told you before you started your booktube channel? I would say definitely for this that no one warned me how much time the community aspect of this takes. Like, I figured that I would take forever filming videos and editing videos because I'm a perfectionist, but I didn't realize that, like, once you start making friends, how much time it takes, because you're trying to keep up with people's videos, you're trying to do readathons, you're trying to do buddy reads, you're trying to keep up with your friends' book clubs, you're trying to talk to people on Twitter and make friends and discuss about books, and it's just takes so much more time than I realized it would, and I feel like no one warned me of how much time that actually takes up in your booktube life. And another thing I think no one warned me is how wonky the views on different videos are. I feel like there are some videos I've made so far that I thought were gonna get more views than others, and they've gotten basically no views, whereas some that I didn't think were gonna get views got more views. I don't want to say a lot of views because I'm tiny, but like more views than the others. So that's something that I kind of expected most of them to say about even, but they're not. Question 2 is, what is your opinion on the typical booktube videos like TBRs and wrap-ups and hauls? And I love them. I don't know why there's negativity around them. Like, I get that some people think that they're too basic, but like, don't be mean. Like, I don't know. Sean from Shauna Banana Books, and I said that the Australian way instead of my Sienna Banana, because if I said Shauna Banana, that doesn't rhyme. But anyway, that's totally besides the point. She said that those videos are like the bread and butter of booktube, and I totally agree, because those are like, that's what holds us together. That's kind of the glue of them, and they're still fun to watch. Like, I don't watch as many of them as on my other videos just because there are so many made that I can't get to all of them, but I think that they're still really good, and they're really good like snapshots of people's months, what's coming up, what, you know, has already happened, stuff like that. So I don't know why people are so against them. Like, the only thing you can see is, like, if you're not putting your own like flair to it, your own little style, then it is gonna come across a little more flat, and people might not want to watch them as much, and they might seem a little more boring or basic. But as long as you're just being yourself, like, they're a fun time, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do those. Question number 3 is, what is an assumption you had about booktube before you joined, and was it proved true or false? I definitely had an assumption that if you followed a bunch of people on booktube, that's all it took for you to start growing, that just like it was just gonna be like a follow back kind of situation, and that was very wrong. It's not about how many people you're following or how many people you click subscribe on. It's about like the actual network and community you make, because if you don't make real friends and aren't like going and watching people's videos and supporting people and interacting, no one's really gonna care enough to watch your videos. But once you have that community, then people are gonna start hyping you up. People are gonna start loyally watching your videos and like spreading the news on Twitter or whatever, and that's how you can start to grow. And even then you might not grow quickly, and that's totally fine. Like, I haven't grown very quickly at all, as you can tell, but that's totally fine. And I think also that kind of leads me to like another assumption I think I had, is that like smaller booktubes didn't have as much of a community, which is totally fake. Small booktubers definitely still have a network of friends. It's just not on the same scale as the big time booktubers. Question 4 is, what is a common mistake you see new booktubers making? I am a new booktuber, so like, I make all these mistakes. I think one that I see a lot of booktubers make, and that I instinctively almost made before I started the channel, like when I was first making videos that I never uploaded, was trying to be exactly like favorite booktubers or popular booktubers, that you try to sound like them and have the same background as them and have all the same books and opinions as them, and that just doesn't work. Like, it's not as fun to watch because people can tell that you're faking it, and you know, if they want that booktuber, they're just gonna watch that booktuber. They're not gonna watch someone who's just trying to emulate them. And like, the fun thing of booktube is seeing different opinions and different people talk. So just be yourself, and however that is, however that looks, however your bookshelves look or lack of bookshelves look, however you talk about things, however negative or positive you are, like, just for a good comparison, think of someone like A Clockwork Reads Hannah, whom I love so much. She is, you know, one of the biggest booktubers, and she has her own kind of brand, and she is no better or no worse than someone like, say, Read with Cindy, who also has a good amount of followers and has a completely different vibe to how she sets up her videos, what she talks about, all that kind of stuff. And they're both valid and they both have lots of followers, and it's because people like them and people are going to like you. They don't want some fake mask that you put on. Finish the PSA for the day. Be yourself, bitches. Question 5 is, what are your thoughts on sponsorships and working with publishers? And I feel like this is one that has a lot of negativity with some people, is that they think booktubers are selling out, but I don't get that. Like, it seems like a dream to me to be able to like work with publishers and get to like talk about your favorite books in relation to the publishers and to get free books. Like, that's so cool. And I know that there are certain booktubers who those sponsorships and things are a significant part of their income. So you're really gonna say like, sorry, you can't do that anymore. Lose a bunch of your income or any amount of your income, because I just wish that you wouldn't ever work with advertisers. Like, in my opinion, as long as it's like somewhat on brand and they're talking about books or publishers that they're actually interested in and not ones that like they've talked about we know that they hate, as long as they're not doing something like that, like, that's awesome for them. And I don't think that we should push negativity on those people for doing something that they enjoy doing and for getting to make money off of doing it and spread the word. The 6th and final question is, do you think booktube is dying? And here is the tea. Here's where I spill the tea. If you think that booktube is dying, you are not following enough booktubers and you have not explored enough to find new booktubers. Because let me tell you, booktube ain't dying. Like, as a new booktuber myself, there's so many people who are making new booktubes, who are putting their own original content out, talking about like less talked about books, doing skits, doing lots of cool things like that. And I just think anyone who thinks that booktube is dying out, like that there's nothing original anymore, like, I think you're probably only following like 4 or 5 people. And like, you're allowed to do that, but you can't say that there isn't a wide variety of people and opinions if you only follow like a few people, especially if they're, you know, those bigger people who don't have as much time to make videos because they have other big opportunities, you know? Some great examples of this, of people who are making great original content who you might not follow, and if you aren't, then you should. For example, Snow White Reader, aka Hannah. She makes funny skits and things like that, and she makes funny and original content all the time on top of some of the more basic videos, and I love watching her stuff. There's also Caleb from Insane Reader, who just does whatever the fuck he wants, and I love him for it, that he'll do things like building a fort of books, or building, like, he just does lots of fun things like that. Ali from The Nature of Pages, that she does fun skits and like action scenes and all sorts of fun stuff. And if you think that that's not in booktube, then you're not looking hard enough. Go look up booktube newbie tags, or go onto book Twitter and go to like someone you follow and go find people who follow them and search around, because there's so many people. Like, I'm never gonna find all the booktubers on this platform because there's just so many of us, and that's awesome. You know, we're not dying out, we are flourishing, we are blossoming, we are thriving. Okay, so that is all the questions, and so that is it for the Booktube Real Talk Tag. I almost said Booktube Newbie Tag. I already did that one. If you want to watch it, I'll put it in the description. Thanks again to Jocelyn for tagging me in this. This is very fun, and I feel very loved. You can let me know your opinions on all this stuff down below. If you have any booktuber recs, also like smaller booktuber recs who make really cool content, let me know, because I really want to find as many smaller booktubers as possible and go support all of their channels if that's you or a friend or whatever. I'm going to tag 2 people in this. I'm going to tag Ali from The Nature of Pages, and I'm going to tag Ishi from Ishi Time. So I'll figure out how to let them know that I tagged them, probably on Twitter, and watch out for their videos when they come out, because I'm sure they will be wonderful because I love them. If they do them, there's no pressure at all. Don't have to do them if you don't want to. I just love you and I thought I'd tag you. That's all for that. You're allowed to disagree with me if you want, just don't be mean. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye!